Welcome to the changing room. Let's get started. Bring yourself to stand at the top of your mat. And then take your arms out and up toward the sky. Join the palms up above your head, and as you exhale, fold yourself forward. Take an inhale and lift halfway and look forward. And exhaling and fold. Inhaling, ragdoll yourself all the way up to standing. Take the arms out and up. Join the palms above your head. Exhale and fold back, forward. Shake the head. Inhale, lift halfway and look forward. Exhale and fold. Inhale, ragdoll all the way up to standing. The arms move out and up. They join above your head, and you exhale and fold. Trace the midline all the way back down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhaling, fold. Inhaling, ragdoll up to stand. The arms go out and up. The palms join. Interlace your fingers and side bend over to the right, giving the whole left side of your body a big stretch. Exhale to go a little bit deeper if possible, and with an inhale, come back up to vertical. Exhaling, now side bend over to the left, giving the whole right side a stretch. Inhaling back up to center, and exhaling, trace the midline, fold yourself back forward. Inhale, lift halfway, look forward. Exhale, plant your hands and fold. Inhale, ragdoll all the way out and up. Palms go up. Join above your head, interlace fingers, and exhale, side bend to the right. An exhale brings you deeper, and an inhale brings you vertical. And fold forward here. Inhale, lift halfway, look forward. Exhaling, fold. Inhale, ragdoll all the way up to standing once again. Interlace the fingers. And exhale, side bend to the left. On an inhale, draw yourself back to vertical. And with an exhale, fold forward once again. Inhale, lift halfway, look forward. Exhaling, plant your hands and step your right foot back toward the back edge of your mat. Drop the right knee down. Take an inhale and come into a low lunge, reaching the fingertips up. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper. On your next exhale, take the hands down. They frame the forward foot. The forward foot then steps back to a downward facing dog. Inhaling, ripple your whole spine forward and come into a plank pose. The hands are directly beneath the shoulders. And then as gently as possible, slowly as possible, lower yourself all the way to the floor, trying to make your chest and your hips land at the same time. Untuck your toes, spider your fingertips off your mat, and take an inhale and wave your spine up like a cobra. Exhaling, lower, bring your forehead back down. Inhale, wave it up once again, bring the gaze up toward the ceiling, and exhale, lower yourself back down. Inhale, wave up one more time. Exhaling and lower back down. Just give your shoulders a nice little roll here. Give them a little bit of movement, and then place your hands beneath your shoulders and give yourself a little push through all fours. Tuck the toes, take hips back to heels, child's pose, and then rock forward back through all fours once again, and then lift your hips back into the sky, downward facing dog. Inhale, rock yourself back forward. We'll go through that once again so you didn't miss it. Lower yourself all the way down to your belly slowly. Leave the hands beneath your shoulders now and take an inhale and lift into a little baby cobra pose. Lift the chin up. Draw shoulder blades together behind you. Lower yourself back down onto your belly. Again, wave yourself up into a cobra pose and exhaling lower, touch the forehead gently down. Inhale one more time up into cobra pose, lifting up, and then push yourself back through all fours, tuck your toes, come into child's pose, rock yourself back forward into all fours, and then push from there into downward facing dog. With an inhale, lift the right leg up toward the sky. And with an exhale, just stretch in all directions from here. With your next exhale, bend that knee and bring the knee forward and see if you can touch your nose with your knee. Then lightly step that right foot forward to the space in between your hands. Drop your back knee and take an inhale and come into a low lunge once again, using the exhale to sink a little bit deeper into your hips. With the next exhale, take the hands down, they frame that right foot, and then kick the left foot forward to meet the right. You're in a forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhaling, ragdoll yourself all the way up to standing. Take the arms out and up, join the palms up above your head, and with an exhale, trace the midline, fold yourself back forward. Inhaling, lift halfway, look forward. Exhaling, step the left foot to the back edge of your mat, drop the back knee down, and come into a low lunge. Exhaling, plant the hands on either side of that right foot, pick that right foot up and step it back to meet the left, downward facing dog. Roll yourself forward into a plank pose. Once again, strong through your core, come forward a little bit and lower yourself all the way down as slow as you possibly can. Inhale, wave your heart up into a cobra pose. Exhale, tuck toes, push back, downward facing dog. Inhaling, lift your left leg up. Exhaling, take the left knee forward and touch the knee to the nose. Step that left foot forward to the space in between the hands. Drop the right knee down and then lift up into another low lunge. Using the exhales to sink down into the hips, give yourself lots of stretch in those hips. And then with an exhale, bring the hands down. They frame that forward foot. Tuck the back toes under, lift that back knee, kick that back foot forward to meet the left, and you're in a forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway, look forward. And exhale and fold. Inhale and come all the way up to standing. Take the arms out and up. With an exhale, bring your hands down to your heart. Inhale, sweep those arms back out and up. Join the palms. Exhale and fold forward. Inhaling, lift halfway and look forward. Exhaling, plant the hands and step the right foot back toward the back edge of the mat. Drop the right knee down. Lift up into a low lunge. Exhale, the hands come down, they frame that left foot goes back to meet the right, and you're in a downward facing dog. Forward you go into plank pose, and slowly you lower down to your belly. Inhale into a cobra pose. Exhale, tuck your toes, push back into a child's pose. Rock forward, all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhaling, the right leg lifts. Exhaling, the right knee comes forward and touch knee to nose. Place the right foot into the space between the hands. Drop the left knee down. If you go into a low lunge, reach the arms out and up. Exhaling to sink into the hips, and then take those hands down. Left hand stays down. Right arm moves up into the sky. You're in a low lunging twist. Take that right hand back down and kick the left foot forward to meet the right, so you're in a forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhaling, take the arms out and up. Join the palms up above your head. And exhale, the hands come down to heart center. Inhale, the arms go out and up. Exhaling, folding forward. Inhaling, lift halfway. Exhale, plant your hands and step your left foot back toward the back edge of your mat. Drop your left knee down. Take the arms out and up to a low lunge. With an exhale, the hands come down. They frame that right foot. Right foot goes back to meet the left. You're in a downward facing dog. Inhale, rock forward, plank pose. Exhale, lower to your belly. Inhaling, cobra pose. Exhaling, tuck toes, child's pose. Inhaling through all fours, exhaling, downward facing dog. Inhale, the left leg lifts. Exhaling, the left knee comes forward and the left foot steps to the space in between the hands. Right knee drops down, inhaling into a low lunge. Exhaling, the hands come down. Right hand plants inside of the left foot. Right arm lifts up. You're in a low twisted lunge. Back knee is lowered. Left hand comes down, frames left foot, right foot kicks forward to meet the left, and you're in a forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, lift halfway, look forward. Exhale, sink into a chair pose. As you reach your arms up, sink your hips back, weight into the heels, and with an exhale, sweep your arms back behind you as you straighten your knees. Inhaling into another chair pose, and exhale, sweep your arms back behind you as you straighten into a forward fold. Inhale, chair pose once again. Exhale, sweep back, forward fold, arms back and up. Inhaling, chair pose. With another inhale, stand up. Interlace your fingers, press the palms up toward the ceiling. And as you exhale, fold yourself forward, clasping your hands behind your back on your way down. Inhale, lift halfway with hands clasped, and exhale and fold. Inhale, lift again, hands are still clasped. Come into a chair pose with the hands clasped this way. Breathe into the chest, there's not a lot of room there. Exhale, fold yourself forward, hands are still clasped. Release the clasp and inhale and sweep those arms all the way up toward the sky as you come to stand, and exhale, fold your sweet self forward. Inhale, lift halfway, look forward. Exhaling, plant your hands and step your right foot back. This time, leave the back knee lifted and take an inhale and lift into a high lunge. Stay really strong with that back leg. It's going to help you stay in this pose. And with an exhale, take the hands down. They frame that left foot. Left foot picks up and steps back into a downward facing dog. Inhale, ripple forward to plank pose. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, tuck your toes, child's pose. Inhale, ripple forward, all fours. Exhale, push hips back, downward dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhaling, stack right hip on top of left. Send that right knee up toward the ceiling and be mindful of your shoulders square to the top of your mat. Inhale, straighten that right leg up, and as you exhale, take right knee to touch right tricep, left tricep, nose. Step that right foot to the space in between the hands now. Leave your left hand down and reach your right arm up. You're in a twist with that back knee lifted. Strong with both legs. Take that right hand down on the outside of that right foot. Inside of the right foot. Roll the back foot down. You're in warrior legs, and this turns into a side angle pose with that right hand inside of the right foot. Use that right arm to press onto the inside of that right knee. Left hand comes down. Left hand stays down, right arm moves up into the sky, and you come onto the pinky toe edge of both of your feet. Your toes will feel like they're pointed toward the forward right corner of your mat. Come back onto the soles of the feet and the ball of the left foot, and then kick that left foot up into the air like an airplane, but with the hands down. And then just bring that left foot to meet the right, and you're in a forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhaling, lift halfway, and exhaling, sink back into a chair pose. Bend your knees, hips move back, and then wave back. Inhale, lift up, chair pose. Exhale, arms sweep back and up. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, arms sweep back and up. Inhale, chair pose. Come all the way to standing. Interlace your fingers. Press palms toward the sky. And exhaling, fold yourself forward. Clasp hands behind you as you fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway, hands clasped. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, hands clasped. Breathe. Exhale, fold, hands clasped. Inhale, sweep those arms out and up toward the sky, coming to stand, and exhale, fold yourself back forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Fingertips come to the mat and the left foot steps back behind you. On an inhale, you come up into a high lunge, leaving that back knee off the mat if it suits you. Be strong with both legs, and with an exhale, bring those hands down. They frame that forward foot. That right foot goes back to meet the left, and you push into a downward facing dog. Ripple forward into a plank pose, and lower all the way to your belly. Inhale, lift your heart, cobra pose. Exhale, tuck toes, child's pose. Inhale, ripple forward, all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, the left leg lifts. Exhale, left hip stacks on top of right. Mindful of the shoulders being square to the top of the mat, pressing more into that left hand and reaching up through that left knee. Straighten left leg and take left knee to left tricep, right tricep, knee to nose. And then lightly as possible, step that left foot forward to the space in between the hands. Leave the right fingertips down and send the left arm up toward the sky. You're in that twist again with the back knee lifted. Left fingertips reach up. Take the left hand down on the inside of the left foot. Roll that back foot down into warrior feet. And then the right arm reaches up. You're in a side angle pose. Strong through those hips. Bring the right hand down, and then come onto the pinky toe edges of both of your feet as you reach your left arm up. So you're in that hip opening twist once again. Pinky toes are feeling kind of like they're pointing toward the forward left corner of your mat. Left hand comes down, frames left foot. Right foot kicks up, so you're once again in that airplane kind of pose. Take the right foot down to meet the left. And forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhaling, lift halfway. Exhaling, bend knees, sink your hips back, chair pose. Exhale, sweep those hands back and up. Inhale, chair pose. Interlace the fingers, press the palms up toward the sky. Exhale, clasp the hands behind your back and fold yourself back forward with clasped hands. Inhale, lift halfway with clasped hands. Exhale, fold with clasped hands. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, chair with clasped hands. Breathe deeply. I know there's not a lot of room in your shoulders. That's what this is all about, girl. Fold forward. Clasped hands still. Inhale, lift halfway with your clasped hands, and then pick that right foot up and send it back into the air. So we're in an airplane pose with the hands clasped. And if this just got to be way too much, just release the clasp of the hands and take the fingertips down to the floor. There's nothing in the world wrong with that. Here we all go anyway with that. Bring the fingertips down, step that right foot back toward the back edge of the mat, drop the right knee down and come into a nice low lunge here once again. Come out of the low lunge a little bit and take your left hand over to your left hip crease. Come back forward as you reach that right arm up and over to the left, so there's a big old stretch for your big old right side. Inhale, bring your sweet self back up to vertical, and then take that right foot down onto the mat. Roll onto the pinky toe edges of both of your feet and take that left arm up toward the sky. Take the left hand down and grab that left ankle and see if you can pick that left foot up and bring the sole of the left foot into the inside of the right thigh. Doing a side plank version here with tree legs. And if you're like, what? Just go to side plank. Side plank would work from here. See if you can take your tree legs and come to a plank pose and then hover that left knee in toward your face. Push back into downward facing dog then and just ripple yourself forward here to plank pose, lower down. Lift your heart cobra. Push back, tuck your toes, child's pose. Inhale, ripple forward, all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhaling, take the right leg up toward the sky. Exhaling, stack right hip on top of left. Again, mindful of those shoulders square to the top of your mat. On an inhale, straighten that right leg up, and exhale, take right knee to right tricep, left tricep, knee to nose. And then step that right foot through to the space in between your hands. Leaving the left fingertips down, reach the right arm up. You're in a lunging twist. Right hand comes down. Inside of the right foot, roll the back foot down and reach the left arm up so that you're in a side angle pose. Up you go on an inhale into a warrior two pose. Sinking as low as you can into these hips, drawing the shoulder blades together behind you. Take that left hand to the left leg, gently reaching the right arm up toward the sky. You're stretching that whole right side. There's not a lot of weight in that left hand. It's mostly core. Exhaling, the right hand comes down, right elbow comes down onto right knee. Take the left arm up and then reach long into an extended side angle. Feeling a long line of energy between those left fingertips and the left foot. Come back up to warrior two, strong, strong, strong with the legs, and then cartwheel the hands down. They frame that right foot. Come onto the ball of the left foot and then just kick that left foot to meet the right. You're in a forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, lift halfway, look forward, and exhale, fold your sweet self down. Inhale, lift halfway, look forward, exhale and fold. Inhale, lift into a chair pose, and exhale, sweep the hands back behind you. Inhale, up you go to stand, interlace the fingers, press palms up toward the ceiling, and as you exhale, fold yourself forward, clasping hands behind you. Inhale, lift halfway with hands clasped. Exhale, come to chair pose with hands clasped. With another exhale, fold yourself back forward with hands clasped, and with an inhale, lift halfway and send the left foot straight back into the air. Again, doing what you can to balance here with your hands clasped, but if this is not in the cards for you today, just release the clasp and take the fingertips down toward the mat so you can practice squeezing the upper inner thighs together, using your adductors to accomplish this balance. And then do release the clasp of the hands. Gently step that left foot back behind you. Lower the left knee down and reach the fingertips up toward the sky. Come out of this a little bit. Take the right hand to the right hip crease and then bring yourself back forward and then also over to the left as you reach the left arm over to the left. Sorry, left arm over to the right. This is a stretch for your left side. Inhaling, come back up to center, and exhaling, take your left hand down inside of the right foot. Come off of that back knee, come onto the pinky toe edge of both of your feet and reach the right arm up. So it's that hip opener once again. Your toes feel like they're pointing toward the forward right corner of your mat. On your next exhale, go ahead and reach down and see if you can pick up that right foot and place the sole of the right foot on the inside of the left thigh. Reach the right fingertips back up so you're in this tree version of Vashisthasana, basically. And then just see what you can do here. You're gonna try to take these tree legs and move yourself into plank with the tree legs. So there's quite a bit of adduction going on. And then you're gonna lift that right knee, hover it for a moment here. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And then step that right foot back to meet the left. You're in a downward dog. Inhale, roll forward into your plank pose. And exhaling, lower slowly to your belly. Inhale, wave your heart up into a cobra pose. Exhale, tuck your toes, push back, child's pose. Inhale, roll forward, all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, the left leg lifts. Exhale, the left hip stacks on top of the right. Mindful of the shoulders, square to the top. Left knee touch left tricep, right tricep, and nose, and then gentle, use core to step the left foot forward to the space in between the hands. Leave the right fingertips down and send the left arm up toward the sky so you're in this lunging twist. Exhale brings belly button in towards spine. Next exhale takes the left hand down inside of left foot. Right foot rolls down onto the mat and the right arm goes up toward the sky so you're in a side angle pose. Low into the hips you go. With an inhale, come into a warrior two pose. Sink into those hips. Super powerful with the legs through this series. Shoulder blades are drawing together behind your back and they're moving down the back away from the ears. Take right hand and gently place it on the right thigh and take the left arm up toward the sky. There's not a lot of weight in that right hand, lots of stretch for the left side. There's a lot of core going on here. Come back through warrior two and then come into an extended side angle, taking left elbow to left knee and reaching that right arm up over your right ear. Long line of energy between your right fingertips and that right ankle. Super strong through that whole line. Push up and out of the left shoulder so you're not collapsing there. With the next inhale, come back into another warrior two, legs burning. Cartwheel your hands down, come back onto the ball of the right foot. Kick that right foot to meet the left. Forward fold, top of the mat. Inhale, lift halfway, look forward. Exhaling, fold. Grab opposite elbows and just let yourself hang for a moment here. Let the weight of the elbows kind of open up your underarms and your sides. Shake your head. Your head weighs like 10 pounds. 8 to 10 pounds is the average. So it can be a great means for putting some traction on your spine, just hanging out here. Make your way into a chair pose. With an exhale, sweep those hands back behind you. And then with an exhale, lift your arms up, interlace your fingers up above your head, press the palms toward the sky. And with an exhale, clasp the hands behind your back, fold yourself forward, clasped hands. Inhale, lift halfway with clasped hands. Exhale and fold. Inhale, lift halfway with clasped hands and then send the right foot back into the air. Clasped hands, airplane. Squeezing the inner upper thighs. And then release the clasp of the hands. Take the fingertips down to the mat, send that right foot back, drop right knee down, and you're in a low lunge. Inhaling, take those arms up. And then twist. And take the right elbow outside of the left knee, taking joined palms toward the heart and the heart toward the joined palms. Breathe deeply. Each exhale, the belly button is moving in toward the spine, and with each inhale, feeling a little bit more length out the crown of the head and also out the tailbone. You can stay here or you can release the clasp, the join of the hands. My body doesn't like this, so I'm just showing you how to do it. Some people can really go there easily and it enhances their twist. That's not me, but if it's you, please do. Release that twist. Take the right hand down to the mat. Roll onto the pinky toe edge of both of your feet. Reach the left arm up toward the sky. The toes are feeling like they're pointing toward the forward left corner of your mat. See if you can reach down and hook your big left toe with your big old index and middle fingers on your left hand. And then just very gently release that left foot. See if you can step that left foot behind the right. Reach the left arm up and over. Wild thing. See if you can gather your core here and very slowly, slowly, slowly come back into a plank pose. Let that left toes land and lower gently down. Inhale, find your cobra pose. Exhale, tuck toes. There's child's pose. Inhaling forward through all fours and exhaling back into your downward facing dog. Take a few moments here to stretch into your back body. Breathing deeply. You could step your feet a little bit closer to your hands, like what I'm doing here. You're shortening your dog and then take the feet wider, so you're actually giving yourself a lot more room to stretch into the hamstrings and the back body. It might feel good to walk your dog, so you just bend one knee and then the other knee like you're walking. Just give yourself some free form movement. Your body will tell you what it wants here. I'm just kind of swinging my hips from side to side. That always feels good to me. So the weight is very gently moving from one foot to the other as I kind of swing my booty from one side to the other. Step back into your normal dog, and then with an inhale, take that right leg up toward the sky. Stack the right hip on top of the left. Be mindful of your shoulders. Send right knee to touch right tricep, left tricep, and your nose. And step that right foot forward to the space in between the hands. Leave the left hand down, reach the right arm up, and you're in this twisting lunge. Take the right hand down inside of the right foot, roll your left foot down, and reach your left arm up. Now you're in a side angle pose. Come on up into your warrior two pose, into peaceful warrior. Left hand, left thigh, right arm moves up into the sky. Take your right fingertips down the inside of that right foot and reach your left arm up and over your left ear, if that makes sense to your body. Back into warrior two pose you go on an inhale. With an exhale, we're moving toward half moon pose. Those right fingertips are going to go forward of your right toes by about a foot and then a little bit out to the right. Left arm is reaching up. Left leg is straight out behind you and your left toes are pointing out to the left. You're trying to balance on your right fingertips and your right foot, or maybe, as I'm doing, practicing not balancing on the fingertips at all. Take your left hand down, square your hips to the floor, and then lower that left foot down to meet the right. You're in a forward fold. Relax. Big exhale to just release anything that got going for you. Grab opposite elbows once again and just let yourself hang. Inhaling, lift up halfway. And with an exhale, we're gonna move toward playing around with crow pose. So you bring the balls of the feet together, send your knees out wide. Those knees kind of plug into the backs of your arms, your underarms. And then bring the weight forward and see if you can lift your toes off the ground. Booty's high in the air, and you're just balancing there with your knees stuffed into the backs of your underarms. Once you're over that, go ahead and come back out of it. Take your feet nice and wide, send your toes out to the sides and come into a squat and just kind of let that go. I like to massage my wrists here, so if that's you, just take a moment, just bring your thumbs to the inside of your wrists and just kind of push it around a little bit. Be sure you do them both. And then when you're ready to move on, come back to forward folding at the top of your mat. With an inhale, we'll find a chair pose, and then we'll sweep that back with an exhale. With an inhale, we'll come back up to vertical interlaced fingers and push the palms up toward the ceiling. With an exhale, fold yourself back forward, clasping hands behind your back. Inhale, clasped hands, lift halfway, and exhaling, you fold. Inhale, lift halfway, clasped hands. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway, clasped hands, and now take the weight over into the right foot. Send the left leg back out behind you, squeezing the very tippy top of your thighs together. Those toes are pointing straight down toward the floor. Your clasped hands are reaching back behind you. Release that clasp, send that left foot back, drop left knee, and come into a low lunge. Twisting over to the right, you're gonna take your joined palms and hook your left elbow outside of your right knee. Your joined palms are trying to come together toward your heart, and your heart's trying to move toward those palms. You can release those palms here like we did on the other side. Again, I don't dig it, so I don't do it for very long, but you can take those left fingertips down outside of that right foot and your right arm up, and you can twist like that if that feels good to you. Or just stay with your hands clasped, or sorry, your palms joined. That would be fine too. On an inhale, take these joined palms up toward the sky, and then as you exhale, take your left hand down, come onto the pinky toe edges of both of your feet and move your right arm up into the sky. Toes are feeling like they're pointing toward the forward right corner of your mat. Come back down and hook that big right toe with your index and middle finger on your right hand and see if you can reach that right foot up toward the sky. And then very gently use some control to release that foot. Step that right foot back behind your left leg into a wild thing as you reach your right arm forward. And then gather your core as slowly as you possibly can. Bring yourself back to a plank pose. Land that right foot as you start to lower yourself down, down, down. Make this all one graceful movement if you can. Inhaling into your cobra pose. Exhale, tuck toes, child's pose. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, downward dog. Again, stretching into your own back body, giving yourself whatever moves in here feel good to you. I'm going to practice some donkey kicks here. So I'm just lifting one leg and then I'm trying to kick the thigh with that other foot. So I'm trying to get some air. I'm practicing because I have no handstand anymore. My hips need to get way over my shoulders. So I'm just practicing catching some air here. So you can do some donkey kicks if that sounds good to you. You could just stretch into the backs of your legs. You could take a rest in child's pose if you like. But we'll meet in downward facing dog. Then from downward dog, lift that left leg up. Send left knee to left tricep, knee to nose. And then see if you can step that left foot to the space in between your hands. Leave your right fingertips down and reach your left arm up. You're twisting. Your left hand comes down inside of left foot, right arm goes up. It's a side angle. Go into your warrior two pose. With an inhale, it's peaceful warrior. Right hand goes down to right thigh, left arm goes up. And with an exhale, it's a low side angle, left hand inside of left foot. Back up into your warrior two pose, and then let's set up for a half moon pose. So the left fingertips are going to go forward of the left toes by about a foot, a little bit outside of the left toes. Right toes are pointing out to the right, and you're trying to balance on your left fingertips, or maybe a block, your left foot. Or maybe you're just only balancing on your left foot like I'm doing here. Close this out, take the right foot to meet the left and forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhaling, lift halfway, and exhale, fold yourself forward. Again, grabbing opposite elbows, just let yourself hang. Go ahead and bring yourself down into a squat. Take those feet wide, toes move out to either side. Give yourself a little wrist massage here if you need. And feel free to stay here in the squat if you like, or we're going to take another set of crow pose, bringing the balls of the feet together and then sending those knees into the backs of the arms and then trying to balance. I'm just trying to get from there to chaturanga, so I was just shooting back into a plank chaturanga. There's an upward facing dog or a cobra pose. Do whatever feels good to you. We're all just going to meet on our belly from here. Bring the left forearm parallel to the top of the mat. Push up and out of that left forearm and then reach back with your right hand and pick up your right foot. We're trying to stretch the quad of the right leg, so look at pressing the right hip bone down into the mat and sending your right knee straight out back behind you. Go ahead and give yourself a little rest in here. Shimmy your hips a little bit if your back needs a rest. And then we'll do that much on the second side. So you're going to make your right forearm parallel to the top of your mat. Then you're going to reach back and pick up your left foot. You're trying to stretch your left quad, so all you're doing here is taking that left hip bone and pressing it down into the mat and sending your left knee back to the wall behind you. Release that and come to your belly. Give yourself a rest. And now let's try for a floor bow. So you're gonna bend the knees, reach back and pick up both feet. You can do it on the inside or on the outside of the feet. It depends on what feels good to you. I'm going for the outsides today. And then you're gonna kick the feet up and back. So as you're doing this, you're drawing the shoulder blades together behind you and you're pushing these feet straight up toward the ceiling, but also back behind you, like those shins could press right into the wall behind you. When you're done with this, just come to resting on your belly. You can make a little hand pillow, rest your forehead down. Just give yourself a rest here. Let's go ahead and try for one more set of this. If you're into it, bend the knees, lift the feet, reach back for those feet. And then you're going to kick the feet up toward the ceiling and then back toward the wall behind you. So the shins feel like they're just going to press right into the wall behind you. Let yourself breathe so that you rock a little bit on your belly. And then when you are done with it, gently release and just bring yourself back onto your belly. You can windshield wiper your feet here a little bit. Shimmy your hips. That'll help release your low back. And just give yourself a little rest here. Let yourself breathe, even just a nice big deep inhale and push it all throughout the back body. Give yourself a little push through all fours and come to child's pose now. This is going to give you more stretch for that low back. If your wrists need a massage like mine always do, then take this opportunity to give those a little bit of love. From your child's pose, push yourself forward through all fours and back into downward facing dog. And walk yourself forward or jump yourself forward to the top of your mat, folding forward here. Take an inhale and lift halfway and look forward. Take an exhale and fold. Inhale, lift halfway, look forward. Exhale, fold. Leave your left fingertips down, bend your left knee, reach your right arm up toward the sky, and then switch. Take right fingertips down and reach the left arm up. Just give yourself a little swimming motion here with the arms, just kind of releasing the shoulders and the low back. A little standing twist. And from here, bend the knees and slowly rock yourself down onto your booty. Let's stretch it out. Bring the sole of the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. This is one of my favorite poses of all time. You're trying to take your forehead toward your knee, but also think about the center of the chest moving toward that knee too. So you're really squaring the whole body over that left leg. The left toes are pointing up toward the ceiling. And here, drop your right hip down. So this is a big stretch for the right side of the back, all the way from just beneath the shoulder blade to just above the hip. So depending on how tight you are there, this might be really, really intense for you. Try and relax and breathe through it. With each exhale, you're just releasing that right hip more. And long holds mean better stretch. So try to think good, happy thoughts and keep exhaling and stretching into this. Keep releasing. Keep thanking your body for the work that it does. Take a few more breaths here on this side. Just relaxing into whatever this pose is giving you. Let's start to take this one apart. Come up to vertical. You can send both legs out and just kind of give them a little quick shake. Bring the sole of the left foot into the inner right thigh. And then you might have to kind of adjust your booty so that you can feel your sitting bones on the mat. And then again, you're thinking about squaring your heart over this right knee. Your right toes are moving up toward the ceiling. And this whole thing is about releasing now your left hip and the left side of your back. So maybe you can grab for the outside of the right leg or the outside of the right foot with your left hand. Just keep inviting more release through that left hip and the left side of the back. Thinking about your forehead moving toward the knee, but maybe that isn't what happens, and that would be okay. It's a forward fold, so there's a bit of kind of inward turning going on. And though you're forward folding over your right leg, it's really kind of about the left hip and the left side of the back. So take whatever this pose is giving you right now. And then bring yourself back up to vertical. Send both legs out once again. Give them a shake. Now bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees splay out. And this is again a forward fold. Your forehead is moving toward the space that's created by the arches of your feet. Think of your back feeling like a C shape. So there's lots of stretch for the back now. Think about the tailbone driving down into the mat. And then your big willowy back just kind of grows up and out of it and just folds over. So everything is really loosey-goosey and gentle too. Not a whole lot of feeling, mostly just releasing. Gentle with you, come up to vertical. If you need to use your hands to gather your knees back up, do that. And we're ready for Shavasana. Send your arms forward and slowly, 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 slowly release toward your back. Send your arms and your legs forward. See how low you can stay in this boat. Just building a little bit of heat and awareness in the core. Engaging the front core is also going to help release the back body. Hold it as long as you can, and then reach the arms and legs both up. Reaching up. Lower down. Exhale, lift the tailbone and the shoulders up. Exhaling, lift up. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Take several of these. Just see if you can get a little bit more height. You're drawing everything in the center of your core to lift you up. And then you're releasing. Crunch, crunch. You can take the hands and clasp them behind the head. See how long you can hold this here. Just a slow burn on the core. And then once you're done with that, start thinking about Shavasana. Just bring your whole body to a neutral place. Let your legs just kind of flop out to either side. Let your arms move out to the sides, palms face up. Maybe you want to move your head a little bit from side to side. Finding the space where it's neutral. Just leave everything in your body in a very neutral place. And just let it all go. Start to gently wake your body up. Maybe you want to gather one of your knees in toward your chest. Then twist that out. Maybe take the right knee toward the chest and then take that right knee over to the left. Let the breath gently deepen. And then switch sides. Maybe take your left knee over toward your chest and then take that left knee over to the right as you twist. Or whatever other moves feel good to you in order to wake your body back up. It's perfectly fine. Come up to a seated position as it feels appropriate to you. And take a moment just to give some thanks for your body and for this practice.